McPherson set to get the start between the pipes for the Catamounts. She is no stranger to this New Hampshire-Vermont rivalry. The Catamounts have been very successful in this rivalry as of late, 7-0-1 against Hillary Witt's squad in the last 8 matchups. Getting a look at the 10th-year head coach for the Wildcats, Coach Hillary Witt. Her team right now at 500, 5-5-1 in the conference, 8-7-1 overall. Opposing her, Jim Plumer, the architect of this Vermont Catamount program, which has turned itself into a national title contender. Back-to-back 22-win seasons for Jim Plumer, the 2022 Hockey East Coach of the Year in his 12th season, the all-time winningest coach in Vermont's history. Hockey time at the Whittemore Center. I'm Calvin Christopher with our entire crew. Happy you're with us on this Saturday evening. Get you set for New Hampshire and Vermont, and we are underway from the Whit on this Saturday evening. The third and final matchup between New Hampshire and Vermont in the 2023-2024 season. Vermont swept the Wildcats in a trip to Burlington earlier this season. That was at the end of October. A 6-3 win in Game 1, a 2-1 overtime win in Game 2. Iko skated an early shot and a pad save by Blair, who made 19 saves in a win last night over Holy Cross. Back-to-back 19 save performances for Blair, both shutout victories of Harvard in the midweek and last night against the Crusaders. Early possession for the Catamounts coming off a loss, and now a takeaway. Judakis all alone, backhand stop and denied. McPherson sliding across, denying Judakis on the early breakaway try. And New Hampshire's leading scorer is stonewalled as McPherson passes her first test of the evening, a big one. Judakis, who is all alone in front, now slides it out to the point, or it's off the skate of Bent in neutral ice. New Hampshire has to retreat. 3-2 loss for Vermont last night at the hands of Maine. The Catamounts have really struggled with the Black Bears this season as UMaine sweeps Vermont in the 3-game season series. Like tosses one on. Blair makes the stop. Now it's swung in the front. Nobody's there besides white jerseys. And New Hampshire in the home whites can clear it the opposite direction. First goal going to be critical for New Hampshire, a team that's really good when it scores first. They are 6-2 in games when they score first this season. That was the case last night, of course, in a shutout victory. 1-0 to win. Jada Christian, the lone goal scorer in that contest for New Hampshire. She's out of the lineup tonight. Would have been playing her 142nd career game this evening, but she is a no-go after scoring the unassisted goal in the win last night for the Wildcats. Parkinen slides across a bank pass, looking for Roche on that far side. Now it's taken in by New Hampshire, and a shot is patted away by McPherson. Fourth line out there is Hardy's against the boards, trying to center for Baptiste. But too many green jerseys in the area. And now Lily Humphrey can clear it out for Vermont. Humphrey, number 66 in green and gold, playing in her 136th career game for the Catamounts. She is on pace to become Vermont's all-time leader in games played is Lily Humphrey, the grad student from Huntington Beach, California, as Judakis had the best opportunity of this game so far. Got tight on McPherson, tried to go with the backhand, but the netminder for Vermont with an early stand on her first save of the contest. Catamounts now on the offensive end. The split centers one. Lewis is there hacking away at it. Now on the near side, Parkinen pinching down. UNH trying to chip it out. Malinkova keeps it in. Popped up into the air. The split playing on the first line, the native of Bordeaux, France, in southwest France. Banks it off the back glass, and the Czech Republic national team member. Malinkova now at the point. This split, far dot tries to center for Malinkova. Vermont keeps it in, and Parento on the near side. Now to the far side of Malinkova. So dangerous she is with the puck. Snaps one and missed it wide, far side. Natalie Malinkova, Vermont's leading goal scorer. One of the top goal scorers in the conference. Always so dangerous as she comes off for a change. Parento keeps it in. Now Lewis, the freshman from Texas, on the near side boards for the Catamounts. No pass, though, trying to go to George at the point, was incomplete, and George has to go all the way back down to retrieve it for the Catamounts. Botterill trying to keep it in. Vermont, though, comes out of the pack with it. Tansky tried to control it. It was behind her, and she will sling it in to the offensive ends. Evelyn Blaze Savoy. Now Tansky back to Savoy, give and go play, and Tansky couldn't tap it home. Podine at the point, swings it far side. Avec keeps it in the offensive end for a second before Bent wheels it out, and it's tipped off Truder's stick down in the defensive zone for the Catamounts. 4 shots for Vermont in the early going. They have controlled the zone time. Blaze Savoy trying to keep it in that time. She was the hero in that 2-1 win for Vermont when they knocked off New Hampshire in the second game of that 2-game series in late October. Nyko has hit the ice. Judicus in the forecheck, but now it's Humphrey on the near side. Rosu. Handcuff Skelton. And now New Hampshire with possession. 5 minutes in, no score, New Hampshire and Vermont. Third and final meeting of the regular season between the Wildcats and the Catamounts. Two teams that have played each other a lot down the stretch last season and now here early this season. Vermont knocked out New Hampshire from playoffs in the Hockey East quarterfinals a season ago. Parento shoots one from the point, missed it wide. Loose in front of Blair, traffic in front. Off the stick of now the skate of LeGros. And she will try to connect up the near side, but the pass is too far, and this will go down for an icing call. So some traffic in front of Sedona Blair early in this contest. Blair coming off back-to-back shutouts against Harvard and Holy Cross. Has stood the test early against a Vermont offense that scores just under 3 goals per game. They've scored 41 and they've allowed 41. Here as we near the halfway point of the season. Parento slides one in front. It's blocked. It doesn't get to Blair. Alvarez got a skate on it. Now it's kept in by Burns for the Catamounts. Burns probing. George near dot. Whipped on the shot. Now shoots the shot. Pad save. Juicy rebound. And a glove stop by Blair. Sedona Blair continuing to be peppered in the first 6 or so minutes. As George whipped on the initial shot, her second one was good. Blair got it with the pad. It kicked out. And a shot then gloved by Blair. For a Fort Dot face-off. First line back out there for the Catamounts. Malenkova playing with the split and Lewis on this top line for the Catamounts. Parkinen to this split. Leonard the other way, the freshman for Vermont, or for UNH that is, in the slot, lost the puck. As Parkinen on the back check takes it away. Nikos back to retrieve for the Catamounts, near side of Parkinen. And this split now gains the blue line. 1-on-4 she works, trying to feed Malenkova. But just too many white bodies in the area, but now Malenkova takes it back. Lined up in a shot, knocked down off Lewis's skates. As Avec took it from the point. This is going to be down, and it will be icing. Some continued zone time for Vermont as they look to sweep UNH in this season series. The Catamounts right now 4th in what is a packed-in Hockey East. Both these coaches mentioned this week how they love playing in this conference in 2023-2024. You never know on any given night what's going to happen. Hillary Witt says she goes back, checks the scores. She's never surprised by scores in the Hockey East this year. These two teams, of course, right in the thick of things in what is an early Hockey East right now as we play on the 2nd of December. Ray Breton on the far side boards, back for Blaze Savoy, the junior for Vermont. Tansky with tempo, gains the offensive zone. Stops now in the near dot. Looks to center but lost the puck, and New Hampshire up and outs it of the defensive end. Here's a foot race near side. Judicus on the hop, running towards the center as it's backhanded by Hammer. Does not get to Judicus though. Alvarez keeps it in at the near point. Trying to go back down to Hammer, skips all the way to Verrier. G to D pass, bent, lefty shot on the far side, wheels it down there for Hammer. Judicus is pinched up against the boards. Verrier now attacking and trying to keep this offensive possession going. But too many green jerseys as Parento eventually takes it away for Vermont. Skips to Alvarez, who keeps it in. Hammer crashing the near side boards. Leaves it for Verrier. Alvarez at the point. Wants it. Verrier trying to probe. Blaze Savoy presses her against the glass, and Parento is over to help and take it away for Vermont. Catamount skated out to neutral ice before Botterill takes it away. Parento tried a seam pass to Malenkova. Now she comes in the slot. Malenkova's bodied from behind. Schroeder with the hit. No call. Taking an offensive opportunity away from Natalie Malenkova, looking for goal number 10 of the season. Theris in a foot race, and she will not win it. This will be icing. Here's Malenkova coming in the contact from behind by Siobhan Schroeder. One of the two players on this Wildcats team, head coach Hillary Witt says, always brings the energy. Her and Tamara Theris, those two players mentioned. Good play there to keep Malenkova from a good scoring chance. Schroeder up to Theris, far side foot race with Avec, and Avec wins the battle that time. Avec, one of the top defenders on this Vermont team, on pace for over 100 blocks this season. She's pressuring once again as Leonard had it behind the net. Now the freshman, who got off to such a hot start this season, has cooled down as of late, lost it. Lewis, the other freshman on the ice now for Vermont, trying to work through three defenders and lost it as she hit the ice. Barkanen looking for Tansky in the middle, passes too far. And the veteran Marina Alvarez took it away for New Hampshire. Tansky dancing up this near side wall. Knocked off the puck. Brochu trying to receive it. Vermont is offside as Tansky whips it towards Blair and net. Barrier playing it forward. Hammer's offside. The Wildcats have to touch up. George bank pass to Beecher. Tansky flying towards the center. Instead goes the opposite direction. Delorier skates it in. Near side circle, Delorier probing, centering feed. Nobody's there besides Alvarez for New Hampshire. He tries to bank it out, but it stays in. Owen applying the pressure. Two catamounts in the area. Does come out, though, to Delorier. The freshman playing in just her 8th game this season. One of 8 Catamount freshmen on this team, a squad that retooled from last season's run to the Hockey East title game. As Vermont looks to get to the NCAA tournament for the first time in program history, coming off back-to-back 22-win seasons. This one is pressed up, a stoppage, and a timeout. Back and forth in this opening period, no score, 11 minutes in, Vermont and New Hampshire in the final meeting of the season. No score, 11 minutes in, New Hampshire and Vermont. As Coach Hillary Witt's team looks to crack the scoreboard first. They are so good when they do that. They've done it 8 games this season. They've won 6 of them for a unit, and New Hampshire trying to sweep this weekend series against Holy Cross and Vermont before they have a game against Providence next Friday. Then next Sunday, they host Brown before nearly 3 weeks off before a New Year's Day clash with in-state rival Dartmouth. So 3 more games, including tonight, then a long break for Christmas. Paramount for both these teams to go into that break with momentum. New Hampshire looking for that with back-to-back wins on the weekends. Vermont has had the offensive zone time as Theoris crashes down. She slides one across, sticked away by McPherson. Parking into the near side for Lewis, who had a goal and an assist in the loss against Maine last night. Malinkova, she is must-watch, trying to get around Kettle. But the defense too good, and Kettle lifts it out. Tough assignment for Charlie Kettle tonight, and the entire UNH defense against number 96, Natalie Malinkova. When you asked Hillary Witt about Vermont, and what do you got to do, she says, stop 96. Baptiste backhand shovels it towards the net. Easy stop for McPherson as the Norwich transfer still is in search for her first goal as a Wildcat. The split slides it near side, nobody there besides the green jerseys on the Vermont bench. And Kelly tries to carry it in. Back to Anna Podine, whose dad, Shijan Podine, played 11 NHL seasons, including a Stanley Cup win, and a shot by Beechers off the pipe. Delayed penalty coming against New Hampshire. McPherson now realizes it, and she's off on the bench for a 6-on-5. That will not happen because it's on the stick of Theoris, and it is going to be a Vermont power play. Nothing going in the first 12 or so minutes, but the Catamounts to the power play when we come back.
This is Jack Eichel of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Jack Eichel.
I played college hockey and Hockey East at Boston University.
15, Hobie Baker Memorial Award is Jack Eichel, Boston University.
Hockey East is the most competitive league in college hockey.
Eichel with a slumper to go! Jack Eichel!
Hockey East produces more NHL players than any other conference.
Jack Eichel.
Eichel scores!
Hockey East, where champions play.
Vermont's going to get the first crack on the power play unit as Kira Judikis will go to the penalty box because of this in the center. You see the contact with Tansky before Beecher almost put the Catamounts on the scoreboard with that shot that rang the near post. So first look at this Vermont power play unit. A squad that has struggled this season. Just 12% of the power play are the Catamounts, 6 goals in 50 attempts. Meanwhile, for UNH, an 82% kill percentage on this defensive penalty kill unit. So Judikis to the box. And it's a Vermont power play. Offensive zone face-off win. Malinkova harassed at the point as Hammer came down and takes away the puck. Kelly tried to clear, tossed it off Hammer the first time, and on the second effort, lifts it up and out. And Parkkonen's back to retrieve for Vermont. Interference on Judikis, the official call, and it sets up that 3-on-2 as Malinkova whiffed on the centering feet. Humphrey and Malinkova with Brenton and company for New Hampshire trying to get that puck in the corner. And the Catamounts the one that hold it now. Malinkova swings it, Parkkonen holds at the blue line. Now the far side is shot. Humphrey. Blaise Savoy. Parkkonen at the point. Pivots back to Blaise Savoy. On this near side, Lewis could not control. Would have had an open net on a one-time chance. Now Parkkonen. Playing passes Blaise Savoy. Open ice. Parkkonen skates in, shoots, its tip, misses wide. Malinkova. Blaise Savoy shoots one into the pads of Blair. Parkkonen. Now Lewis, near side, open ice shoots, and a big-time block as Breton got in the way. Breton, one of the toughest players Coach Hillary Witt has coached, she told us yesterday, always does the little things, and that is a big-time block as Lewis had a really good opportunity. Just 25 seconds left in this Vermont power play as UNH tries to clear their first penalty kill unit. of the contest. UNH 3 for 3, killing off Holy Cross power plays yesterday. Zarconi gains the line for Vermont, dumps it low. Beecher, or Skelton that is, working down there. Now Lewis in front with Bent in her face, and that will do it for the power play for Vermont. Schroeder. Judicus in the center, 1-0 again, tried to go between the legs and could not put it on. Second great chance for Kira Judicus, and McPherson's held tough twice. Here comes Beecher, 1-on-2 in the offensive end for Vermont. Beecher with pressure from Bent. Levaik, back to Bent. Levaik on the puck once again, tries to get around a UNH defender and loses it as UNH scoops it up and out. Brosu regains the line. Her shot from the slot is blocked by Bent. Now Oin on a centering feed. It goes through a couple of legs and is back out into neutral ice. Vermont with 9 shots on goal in this opening period. UNH has just 4. They've had a couple of good chances, though, by Kira Judicus, the leading goal scorer. Nothing to show for it in this opening period. 5 minutes to go now, 4.5 in our first 20. That one is scooped up and out into the Wildcats bench. No score. 15.5 in. UNH and a couple of good chances by Kira Judicus held off the scoreboard. No score. 3/4 of the way through period number 1. Still scoreless at the Whittemore Center. Vermont and New Hampshire meeting up in matchup number 3 of 3 this season. The Vermont team once again with Hockey East championship aspirations. The squad picked to finish in the top half of the Hockey East this season. Right now sitting in 4th place, 6-5 in the conference. 7-1 overall is this UNH group under Jim Plumer's direction. The all-time winningest coach in program history for the Catamounts. Just saw his team go 0 for 1 on their first power play opportunity of the contest. They have controlled the offensive opportunities, though. 16 shots compared to New Hampshire's 5. Catamounts have gotten 9 of those shots on net. McPherson, senior goaltender, played in 35 of 36 games last season for Vermont. That's the most games played by a goaltender in program history in a single season, as New Hampshire is offsides. Her 21 wins in net, also the most by a Catamount netminder in program history. Had won her last 5 starts entering last night's contest, a 3-2 loss up in Orono to UMaine. Tansky hits the ice on the near side. Lakokis pirouettes to this side now and banks it off the near side glass. This is going to go down for an icing unless Hammer wins the race, and she does. Hammer backhand shuffles one wide. It wraps around a Verrier, who had it for a second. Now Judicus a self-pass off the boards. Blaise Savoy trying to muscle it out, but Judicus is tough on it until Beecher's over to help. Beecher had a goal and an assist last night. Tansky near side dot, tries to slide it across. Too much traffic in front, and it's cleared back out across the Wildcat logo. New Hampshire scored just 1 goal last night. It's all it took in a 1-0 win over Holy Cross. That was a first period goal by Jada Christian, who is not in the lineup tonight. Scoreless, 17 minutes in. Theoris plays it far side. Slap pass, Bent at the point. Alvarez on the near side. Bent into traffic. A tip in front by Theoris. Never got through. Now Bent again chips one in front. Baptiste looking for her first UNH goal. The Norwich leader in goals a season ago at the D3 level, playing up in the state of Vermont. Still no scores for New Hampshire on the season. Schroeder, battle with Humphrey, and Vermont does in fact clear on the near side glass. Skelton fighting with Bent. Baptiste over to take it up for New Hampshire. Olinkova, always dangerous, carries it in. Has missplit in the center, tried to backhand one there. But two UNH sticks knock it away. Always going to watch Natalie Malinkova. One of the most fun players to watch in the conference. Just not when she's going against your team like Hillary Witt told us yesterday. Eikos keeps it in. Hammer, though, twists it out and banks it off her bench's door and down into the defensive end for the Catamounts. Lewis. Now Breton in the corner. Hammer tried a between the legs pass, and Malinkova took it away. George near side dot, centering feed. Beecher, scrum in front, and Blair hops on it. Parento was pinching down and had that chance for the Catamounts with a bunch of bodies in front of Sedona Blair. Initial shot came from Beecher. And with Parento lurking back door, Blair pops on it to keep us scoreless. 1:30 to go in our first 20 minutes. Offensive zone face-off win, Blaze Savoy. Now Parento at the point. Makokis tried to lift it up and out. Unsuccessful twice to clear, and now it is into neutral ice. Cabral, chip and chase with Leonard attacking. Captain Barry down there as well. Parento plays it back. Slides it near side George with 1 minute to go in the opening period. Blaze Savoy being harassed by UNH. As Theris take it away. She trips over the blue line, and UNH will dump it to clear. LeGros trying to start the break. Schroeder on the near side. Bodine back to play it. Now here comes Brochu. With Skelton in the middle, Brochu drops it for Humphrey. A round one defender. Humphrey shoots into the stomach of Blair. Lily Humphrey, who had one shot last night. This grad student from Huntington Beach, California, who played her high school hockey at New Hampton Academy in New Hampshire. Had a good chance, but again, denied by Blair, who's had a very good first period for New Hampshire. 11 saves on 11 Vermont shots. Catamounts out shooting the Wildcats 11 of 4. Alvarez with Theris on the other side. Throws one into Theris' skates. Levite had it before Alvarez takes it away. Schroeder in the center. Puck goes there. Now back at the point for Theris. It pops over her stick, though. And with 6 seconds now in the period, Bent will play it back in the defensive end. 3 seconds and 2. Podine slaps it forward, and that will do it for our opening 20 minutes. Good chances for both sides. Vermont with the 11 shots on goal compared to New Hampshire's 4, but Judicus a couple of chances in the center to get New Hampshire on the board. Neither side capitalizes, and we are tied at 0 after 1. No score between Vermont and New Hampshire at the Whittemore Center. Matchup 3 of 3 between the Cats and the Catamounts. Second period next on ESPN+. Intermission number 1 at the Whittemore Center. No score, New Hampshire and Vermont after our first 20 minutes of play. Now it's time to check in with some UNH students on Voices of Wildcats.
I was actually born on the East Coast, lived all up and down the East Coast until I was 9. Then we moved to Arizona. So I did kind of like a little bit of my schooling out here, a little bit out there. So my mom is actually a UNH alum. I was looking for different places to apply to school, and she suggested, oh, you could go to my alma mater, UNH, and it ended up that it was like a perfect fit for me. I care about making sure that a lot of kids get a quality education. And there's a lot of lack of access to the arts across the country for students who are disabled, of low socioeconomic status, or underserved or underprivileged in a lot of other ways. In working with all the faculty here and being lifted up by my peers and other people that I work with, I have just gained a sense of I can do it. And that has been really empowering and really nice.
I am Chase Retrosi. I'm an outdoor education major at UNH, and I come from Dover, New Hampshire. I've always known I wanted to be an educator, and I've always loved working with people. And so as soon as I found something that I could teach, everything literally fell into place, and that this was what I was meant to do. UNH is a safe spot where you can take risks, you can act on your passions, you can discover new things that you're interested in. I was shocked that it didn't feel like 5 minutes away from my house where I grew up. It just feels like I'm completely engaged in this like whole new universe. I was a pause leader for the past 2 years. I am the director of the climbing club team. Lastly, I've been fairly involved in the music scene here at UNH. I guess in like high school, I wasn't a huge risk taker, and getting into like the experiential field, I'm constantly trying to challenge myself. And now what I get a thrill out of too is helping others achieve their growth zone and getting other people uncomfortable, which is fun.
The other day when I picked up my cap and gown, I got like this twinge in my stomach where I was like, this is real. I have to leave. Like, what are you talking about? I'm a business administration major with an option in marketing and a minor in writing. I chose to come to UNH because it really had that classic college campus feel. It really just felt like home. It felt like the right school for me. When I found out that I was going to be working full-time after graduation for HubSpot, I got to feel a really big sigh of relief. I got to go into my senior year feeling a lot more confident in that I could focus on my studies while also having that security of having a job after graduation. Some clubs and organizations that I've been part of over the course of my 4 years that have really shaped who I am. One is Voice Digital. It's UNH's first student-run digital marketing agency. In addition to this, I'm part of the New Hampshire, which is the student-run newspaper of UNH, and I'm the content editor for that, and I oversee a staff of about 15 people. So it's been incredible getting that managerial experience and also leadership experience, and getting to enhance my writing skills. I think I'll miss the community and the supportive feel the most at UNH. Especially in my junior and senior year, I've never felt more supported in my life. A lot of professors will send their students internship postings or job postings that are relevant to their class. The opportunities have been endless. It's not all about you all the time. It's about others, and it's about lifting other people up. UNH has changed me for the better. I just can't think of any other way that I would have wanted to spend 4 years.
She shoots, she scores! She becomes the Hockey East career leader in points. Oh, that's special. What a move! That was nasty. Mama, you can't hide the cookies! Boom! Top shelf. Oh, no way! Have mercy! Dancing, shooting, and winning the game! Oh! Everything is happening!
This is Jack Eichel of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Jack Eichel.
I played college hockey and Hockey East at Boston University.
15 Hobie Baker Memorial Award is Jack Eichel, Boston University.
Hockey East is the most competitive league in college hockey.
Eichel with a slumper to go. Jack Eichel.
Hockey East produces more NHL players than any other conference.
Jack Eichel. Eichel scores!
Hockey East, where champions play.
At UNH, we go faster, farther, higher. Because she did. We didn't just get here. She did it for me. I do it for her. They did it for us. We do it for them. Celebrating 50 years and counting of Title IX and every Wildcat who leads the way.
Back to Berard. He scores! Inside scores! Oh, he's Snikes! Oh, that was magic! Somehow it stayed out! Oh, how does he get there? He's beat! Oh, what a save! Unbelievable! Let the celebration begin! Oh, everything is happening!
My name is Jeremy Swayman of the Boston Bruins. I played college hockey at Hockey East at the University of Maine. Hockey East is the toughest conference, top to bottom, in college hockey.
Watch this hit. Thundering hit. Shot seen by Swayman.
You could never take a night off in Hockey East.
His shot is pulled down. What an outstanding save by Swayman, who flashed the leather.
Hockey East, where champions play.
No score, first intermission at the Whittemore Center on this Saturday evening between Vermont and New Hampshire. Wildcats being outshot in this game on net, 11-4, but they had some good chances early in this contest to get on the scoreboard first. Kira Judikis had our first good opportunity of this game. Just pesky in the neutral zone. Judikis with the pickpocket. She tried to backhand slot it by McPherson in the breakaway, but she was denied early as McPherson kept the Wildcats off the scoreboard and has set up her offense to try to get something going. This one, a scrum in front of Sedona Blair's net. Maddie Skelton had that whack at it. The Blair and company keeping it out. As Sedona Blair coming off back-to-back shutouts, has a shutout going again in the first 20 minutes. Baptiste looking for her first goal in a Wildcats uniform. The transfer from Norwich trying to do it on a night against a team from Vermont after playing in Vermont. A backhand shove, though denied by McPherson. Here was the best Vermont chance of the evening. Laura Beecher off the pipe, tried to pick the top near corner over Blair's blocker, but it knocks off the pipe and stays out. That was the best chance for Vermont in that opening period. Vermont, though, having the bulk of the opportunities. 19 shots, 11 have gone on net. They've shot it 12 times and 7 times more on net than New Hampshire. Also winning the face-off battle is a Vermont team that has a face-off percentage over 56% on the season. They have doubled up the Wildcats in that category. Vermont with the one power play opportunity of the first 20 minutes. It was killed off, though, by a New Hampshire team that is pitching back-to-back shutouts and now 1/3 of the way for 3 shutouts in a row. Stat that matters, no score after one from the Whittemore Center. Vermont trying to sweep New Hampshire in the season series. The Wildcats trying to sweep the weekend after a victory over Holy Cross last night. No score after one. Number 2 coming up next from the Whittemore Center. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. getting you set for period number 2 at the Whittemore Center. Calvin and Cristofordo, our entire crew here at the Whit. No score after 1. Getting you set for the second between Vermont and New Hampshire. As you look around the conference, some close games and one not. Holy Cross, a tough trip after being blanked last night here at the Whit. A 6-0 loss up in Orono today. Meanwhile, UConn and BC, they go to a shootout. Boston College wins that in a shootout. Providence in Vermont, or Providence in BU, also in a shootout. It took 10 rounds for the Friars to take down the Terriers in that shootout victory for Providence. So some close ones. This one no different, no score after our first period. Sedona Blair in net with the defense behind her. Pitching another shutout now, 7 consecutive scoreless periods for Blair. A goaltender only getting better. A goalie that her teammates trust, they love to play in front of. Having success here down the stretch as we near the mid-season break. 3-week break for UNH after next weekend's contest against Providence and Brown. Meanwhile, McPherson on the other side also pitching a shutout after a loss at Maine last night. Vermont with a scoreless first period on offense and on defense. Set for the second. Underway, Vermont now going right or left to right, and UNH going right to left in our second period. Second periods have been good for UNH this season. Wildcats are a +2 in the, or a +4 I should say, in the second. They have scored 15 second period goals. They've allowed just 11. That is their best plus-minus in a period this season. So the second has been good. Let's see if the Wildcats can capitalize. Still looking to score that first goal of the game. Big hit, now a shot as Malinkova hit the ice. George behind her flipped one high. It popped over Blair and net. Malinkova back on her skates as George retrieves in the near side corner. Schroeder working with George there as Parkinen now in green has it for the Catamounts. Up the near side, Beecher, who scored and assisted last night on the 2 Vermont goals that were not enough at Maine. Now she's right in the paint. Shot is flipped on and is covered up by Blair. Beecher making something out of nothing. The reigning Hockey East Rookie of the Year last season. Wrapping it around, starting a scrum in front with Parento crashing down. And Blair with the glove covers up. Now 12 shots on for Vermont. New Hampshire has just 4 in our first 21 minutes. Parento plays it back, the only 4th-year defensive senior on this Wildcats team. Some grad students, but only one 4th-year senior, that is Parento. As on this near side, Verrier goes down. She lost her glove. Judic is trying to make a play out of it as Verrier now picks up her glove. And is on the forecheck against Blaise Savoy, who keeps it in. Here is Beecher. Quarterbacking, flips one on, stick save as Blair ushers it to the far side. It's getting physical as Alvarez now hits the ice. Blaise Savoy continuing to pepper Alvarez, who chips it up and out of the defensive ends. Podine against the official, slides it back in as Vermont touches up. Hammer trying to fight it towards Verrier, who now pops off for a change. Skelton the other way. 3-on-2 for the Catamounts. Good defense by Alvarez. As Humphrey now controls for a second before it's centered by Brochu. Nobody there, though, but a UNH stick. Skelton is going to go, I believe, for a hooking. I think this will be a Vermont penalty, and New Hampshire will get their first crack at the power play. It was a scrum behind the net as this game's gotten really physical, and there's the hook on Maddie Skelton. It's going to be the first power play for New Hampshire and for a unit on offense that has just 4 goals, or 4 shots, I should say, in this contest. Golden opportunity for the Wildcats to crack the scoreboard. A UNH power play at 18% on the season. They have scored 10 goals in 55 tries. You see Cyril Avec having a conversation with James Troop one of the referees tonight. But the Wildcats have the power play. LeGros in the corner. Skips it up the wall. Alvarez near side point. Alvarez makes a move on Tansky. Now at the goal line, Judakis centered. With Verrier crashing down, never got there. Alvarez. Back to Barry, the captain slides it across. Now Verrier in the center, hit off Judakis, who was standing right in front of McPherson in net. And it kicks to Malinkova, who now shorthanded, goes down the ice. Malinkova so tough shorthanded, around 3 defenders, shoots and missed it high. Natalie Malinkova so tough even shorthanded, 4 career shorthanded goals, the most all-time in Vermont history. Had a chance there, but missed it high. Malinkova will change. Barrier carries it in, now dumps it deep as she will come off the ice. Alvarez sticks it back to Leonard. Bent got in the way, and now Leonard gets it back. Freshman Leonard split her 2 defensemen as it goes back down, and UNH will have to restart. Sydney Leonard, who had 8 points in her first 11 games as a Wildcat, does not have a point in her last 5. With tempo through neutral ice, as Lewis take it away from her. And Lewis, a fellow freshman, bats it down behind Tadota Blair in net. Parkinen on the forecheck. Here comes Theris. UNH trying to make something of this power play with 30 seconds to go. Schroeder, near side corner. Pinched there by Avec. And Malinkova will slide it down. A Vermont penalty kill, successful 78% of the time. 10 seconds away from clearing off this first one. No real good UNH opportunities. Kettle carries it in. Parkinen pinches her down. Kelly. Back to Theris, now at the point. Penalty's expired. Schroeder still flips one on. It's knocked down by Avec. He was knocked down to her skates as Tansky clears it out into the neutral zone. So both sides 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. No real good chances for New Hampshire on that power play. Kelly into the O-zone for UNH. Now Kelly behind the net, one-time chance, and Baptiste whiffed on it. Here comes Oin across the red line for Vermont, and she will toss it out for a neutral zone face-off as it's up and out of play. 5 minutes in, period number 2. Really nothing going for both of these offenses. UNH averaging just under 2.5 goals per game. Vermont averaging just over that mark. 2 teams that played to a 1-1 tie after 60 minutes in their last meeting before a Evelyn Blaze Savoy overtime winner won the second game in that series up in Burlington for the Catamounts. Theris in a puck battle behind the net. Parento tried to bank it with Hammer pinching down there as well. Now a 2-on-2. And Hammer's the one that takes it away. Tried to bank it up the far boards to Alvarez. It's too far. And now here is Humphrey in the forecheck. And has to go further down the ice as Ben is back behind Blair to control for the Wildcats. Hammer up the far side will dump it in, and she will go out for a change. Brooke Hammer, the best plus-minus on this Wildcats team, a +8. As a turnover, here comes Judakis in the slot. Could not get around Parkinen, and the fellow 14 will clear it from danger. Now Humphrey, through the Wildcat logo, being harassed on this near side by Leonard, has it taken away. Now Leonard, potential 2-on-1, carrying it in, shoots one, and it's a save by McPherson. Still no score. 6 minutes into period number 2, but the intensity for both sides ramping up. Scoreless at the Whit. Still no score at the Whittemore Center, 6 minutes into period number 2. Offense, though, for Hillary Witt's team ramping up. As the offense tries to get going for New Hampshire, a unit that has just 5 shots on goal in this game, all saved by McPherson, who has killed off a power play with her defense in front of her and has kept UNH scoreless after they scored just once in the win last night against Holy Cross. That was a first period goal by Jada Christian, who did not finish that game. She was injured in the third period and not skating in what would have been her 142nd career game here tonight. Offensive zone face-off win. Botterill goal line, centering feed. Schroeder tapped it on, and now Theris behind the net. Puts it into the paint. Shot does not get through to McPherson. It's knocked down, and here comes Vermont the other way. Parkinen, bank pass looking for Lewis, who behind the goal line controls. Lewis was Brent in her face. Has it taken away by Kettle, who came over to help. This one banked down, but Schroeder will prevent the icing. She stays onside, and Schroeder all alone will just push it towards her bench corner and will come off for a change. Parkinen, a member of the Finnish national team. A whipped on the clearing attempt by Lewis as Barry keeps it in the offensive zone. Now Leonard, back to the captain Barry. At the point, Makokis. Barry near side dot. Her shot is blocked as Malinkova got in the way. The split tries to backhand it out. Now at the blue line, Cabral keeps it in for a second before Malinkova comes out of the pack with it for the Catamounts. Physical play in the corner. Lewis stayed up and kept it in. Now at the point, Parento shoots one towards net, missed wide with Delorier crashing. Barry, a long shift, will chip it down, and she will exit as the fellow number 3, Parento, skates around for UVM. George on the near side, one of 3 Vermont natives on this Catamounts team. Lost it at the blue line, and Judicus carries it in. Hammer didn't think it was coming, now she recovers. Parento pressing her. Verrier at the point, leaves it for Hammer. On the near side, Bet. Lefty shot, flips a pass across. It got into Hammer, who never got a shot on it. Here comes Owen the opposite way, but 2 UNH defenders, Bent and Alvarez, in her way. Alvarez around defenders. The defender herself pinching down. Far side circles, centers one, a pad stop. And Hammer was not crashing down hard enough. It's not a good rebound attempt. Judicus. Now in the near side corner, pirouettes. Parento back to take it away for Vermont. 2-on-2 for the Catamounts. Here comes Tansky as Owen hits the bench. Tansky shoots anyway and missed it wide. Blaise Savoy wraps it around. Odine at the point, slap pass. Tansky in front, missed wide again. Avec forcing the issue. Out of the pack, though, comes Kelly for the Wildcats. Beecher slides it back. Blaise Savoy. Here is Tansky gaining the line. Tansky patrolling into the slot. Hardy comes over to help, and that stops the UVM rush. Brenton through traffic, whacks it forward, self pass near side. Brent wins the race as Hardy in the center tries to center. It goes off the side of the goal. Nikos for UVM trying to slide it out. Botterill, though, keeps it in for a second. Still forcing the issue. And now Schroeder's into the offensive zone. Schroeder through traffic, hand goes up. This is a penalty against someone, and it's a penalty against what looks to be New Hampshire. We'll find out when we come back who is going on the power play. No score halfway through period number 2.
She shoots, she scores! She becomes the Hockey East career leader in points. Oh, Oh, that's special. What a move! That was nasty.
Mama, you can't hide the cookies!
Boom! Top shelf.
Oh, no way!
Have mercy!
Dancing, shooting, and winning the game!
Oh! Everything is happening!
Well, both penalty doors open, but Lily Humphrey is the guilty party. She goes into the penalty box for a slash. It is the second power play now coming, as Humphrey, hacking at the stick of Siobhan Schroeder, will set up the second UNH power play of this second period, still scoreless in our middle session. On the third and final meeting between New Hampshire and Vermont, it's been a tight one. Catamounts with a hot start on offense in the shots on goal category. Not much in this second. New Hampshire has just 5 shots on goal the entire contest. But they have their second power play of this second period. It was a slow first power play. No real good chances for Hillary Witt's first power play unit. It looks for some better opportunities in this one. Offensive zone face-off win helps as LeGros spins around on the far side. Now Alvarez near side point, thought about slapping instead. Berry. Now LeGros, one-time chance, does not get through. Knocked down by Parkkinen, who will skip it down the ice for Vermont. UNH 0 for 2 in the power play last night, just 2 chances. It's their second of the contest and of this second period. Brento bangs it around. Alvarez tried to keep it in, but it hopped over her stick at the blue line. Plays Savoy. Keeps it out into the neutral zone, and UNH has to tag up. This Vermont penalty kill, very good in the first try. Just as good here in the second, halfway home on the slashing call against Humphrey. Lewis in the neutral zone, backhands it back down, and UNH has to do a full reset. Alvarez, blue line pass, Schroeder lurking there. Schroeder alone is denied by McPherson. Siobhan Schroeder got behind the defense, and McPherson denied her. Best chance for the Wildcats in quite some time, and it goes all the way back down the other end, and Blair has to pounce on it. No one had eyes on 11, but McPherson with the big-time stop on the best scoring opportunity for New Hampshire tonight. Siobhan Schroeder in search of goal number 6 on the season, denied by McPherson. Now it's a defensive zone face-off for the Wildcats, up a player still, with 30 seconds to go. And now New Hampshire is going to be penalized for interference. Theoris pleading her case. But that will do it for this New Hampshire power play. We'll have 4-on-4 for 32 seconds and then a 1:28 Vermont power play as Theoris is in the penalty box for the Wildcats. So after Schroeder had that good opportunity, puck went back down on net to Blair, who had to cover up. And it was a defensive zone face-off, and it led to the Theoris penalty. Now 4-on-4 Parkkinen. Icos on the near side, centering feed, pops over everyone. Alvarez on the far side whacks it down, but this will be icing. 4-on-4. Vermont down to touch it up, and they will. Alvarez didn't realize that Humphrey was still in the box as she knocked it down. 16 seconds left in this 4-on-4 as we see the interference call. Theoris just coming through, taking Elena Tansky's stick with her. And that's the interference on the grad student from Quebec, Tamira Theoris. 4-on-4 still for 15 seconds. Plays Savoy, centering feet. Icos works the point, shoots, pad save, rebound Parento, and she's denied as well. Verrier chips it up and out. Here comes Judicus, still 4-on-4, and now UNH down 5-on-4. Judicus short-handed, tries to center for Verrier, who wasn't there. Verrier now flips it opposite side. Alvarez slaps one, knocked down by Parento. 2 blocks last night against Maine, a big one there. as now the UVM power play can start up with 70 seconds up a player. Olinkova pirouettes to Parkkinen, gets it right back, and gains the line for the Catamounts. Humphrey fresh out of the penalty box herself. And now Kelly will loop it down for the Wildcats. Second power play here for Vermont. They had one power play in the first period, unsuccessful. Humphrey carries it in, looking to go far side to Lewis. Plays the boy though, keeps it in the offensive end for now. Backhand shuffles it into the corner. Kettle around the near side boards, Parkkinen kicks it forward. Olinkova plays Savoy, dives to keep it in, but Kettle is back there as well. And she banks it off the boards in front of her bench with 14 seconds to go on the Vermont power play. Here is Parento. Pressing the issue. Rosu at the goal line, centering feed. The split wasn't there, and Theoris is out of the penalty box. Both teams 0 for 2 in the power play. We're still scoreless. Nearly 3/4 through this second period. Owen hit the ice, almost a 2-on-1 for New Hampshire. Now it's loose in front as Truder again is forcing the issue, and Parento gets back to her skates, and finally McPherson freezes the puck. Almost a 2-on-1. And then havoc ensued as Truder never gave up in the play, straight to the paint before McPherson covered it to keep the Wildcats off the scoreboard. 6 saves for McPherson in this contest, but some good ones. 2 breakaways, one by Judicus in the first period, and now the one by Truder in the second. McPherson stopped them both. Offensive zone face-off, one initially by New Hampshire, but now here comes Beecher through the neutral zone for UVM. Tansky dancing around defenders. UNH comes back on side. Kelly drops it for Leonard, whose shot is chested down by McPherson. The UNH still looking for that first goal of the contest. So is UVM. Scoreless, 5:43 to go in the second from the Whittemore Center on this Saturday evening. From a loss last night on the road up at UMaine, splitting this weekend series, the hope for the Vermont bench and head coach Jim Plumer. Meanwhile, New Hampshire looks for a weekend series sweep. New Hampshire and Vermont both 0 for 2 in the power play as Hillary Witt looks on. Former Northeastern Husky and bench boss of the Yale Bulldogs. Her team here at UNH now in her 10th season. Might as well try the face-off one more time. Judicus far side. Out of the pack comes Malinkova. Lewis bats in the offensive zone. Olinkova. Puck always seems to find 96, and Barrier pushes her off of it right now. Almost a breakthrough chance as Hardy tried the feed to Hammer, but it skips all the way down as Hammer doesn't touch it. It's icing against UNH. Sedona Blair, 15 saves for the Wildcats tonight. 19 in each of the past 2 nights, both wins for the Wildcats. Wednesday against Harvard, and then last night against Holy Cross. George Malinkov in the center, one-time shot, never got through. Knocked down by some traffic as Judicus tries to clear, but Humphrey keeps it in. Humphrey backhand shovels it in front, looking for George, but Judicus catches and pulls it down. Parento lost it for a second. Now George on the near side with Skelton in her way. Two teammates in the same place, and George just pushes it down behind the net. Parento pinching down the senior defender. As her shot blocked by Kettle. George kept it in for a second. Now Theris in a race, but she is offsides. New Hampshire has had a couple of breakaway opportunities. Looking for another one that time. And this is coming back in the opposite dot in the neutral zone. Shea Verrier had lost her helmet, so they will do the face-off on the other dot. Theros pushes it ahead, now crashing towards the paint. She hits the ice, and it's going to be a trip against Vermont. Or an interference, they call, on Haley Eikos. As for the third time in this period, it'll be a power play for New Hampshire. Theros crashing towards the net, and Eikos trying to stop her. Will head it to the penalty bench. One of 8 freshmen on this team, Haley Eikos from just outside of Minneapolis. Sets up the Wildcats' third power play of this period, 0 for 2. In this middle session, 4:20 to go in the second, no score. UNH looking for this third power play to be the charm. Kettle, near side now Theros, who caused that penalty. Parkin wheels it around, Bent keeps it in. Now banks it to Leonard. Far side dot, here is Truder, had a breakaway in the last power play, unsuccessful. Back to Brent at the point, one-time shot, Kettle whistles wide. Bent, Theris, touch pass, Leonard had it hopped over her stick for a second, and now has to recontrol. Theris near side, back to Bent at the point. Kettle at the dot, centers for Leonard, who tried to tip one, but missed it wide. Now Truder behind the net, knocks it on the goal skirt, and Kittle's over in the far corner to retrieve it. Bent to Kittle wearing the captain's C, pirouettes, and feeds Leonard far circle. Leonard, the freshman, quarterbacking there, waiting for reinforcements. Alvarez is on. Bent controls, back to Alvarez. Far side circle, she'll reset. Minute 10 into the power play. Here is Barry wearing the captain's C for New Hampshire. Schroeder on the near side. Fires one in, knocked down by Avec. Alvarez around Tansky, really patient, holds behind the net, has Schroeder in the center, goes there, pad save. Parkinen trying to clear it with 90 seconds gone by on this power play. Humphrey will get it in the neutral zone, and it's Malinkova instead with the puck. So dangerous, short-handed Malinkova tried to go through her legs, but lost it. Here is Lewis as Malinkova will hit the bench. 10 seconds to go on this New Hampshire power play, the third of the period. Looking like they're going 0 for 3 on the power play here in the second. Judicus carries it in with 3 seconds and 2, and Blaise Savoy whacks it around as we are back to full strength. Wildcats 0 for 3 on this power play. In the second, 2 minutes to go in the second period, still no score, New Hampshire and Vermont. Parento. Here is Blaise Savoy, the overtime hero from the second meeting of the season between Vermont and New Hampshire. Brenton taps it forward, and Barrier whacks it down off the linesman. Now Kelly trying to center. Baptiste was with her. Nobody was on the other side of the goal mouth. As Vermont controls, here's Blaise Savoy wrapping around, leaves it for Parento with 90 seconds to go in our second period. Makokis. To Theris, who tried to spin and shoot in one motion, lost control of it. And Vermont puts it back into the neutral zone. One minute to go in the second. No score, Vermont and New Hampshire. Here comes Humphrey for the Catamounts. Brochu gains the line. Humphrey crashing in the center. Brochu patiently wrapping it around, hits off the post and bounces out. On an on-angle shot now, Brochu back to get it. With 45 to go in the period, Brochu hits the ice. Humphrey with Skelton right in the middle. Humphrey weaving around defenders, loses the puck. It's backhanded right to Alvarez, who pirouettes and sends it near side to Bent. Icos drops it for Skelton, 25 in the period. Skelton being harassed by Bent, has it taken away. And here comes the senior for New Hampshire, spinning it back down across center ice. Last chance for the Catamounts in the second, 10 seconds to go. Skelton right in front of her bench, feeds one into the center, and is knocked towards the near side. Bent a long, good defensive shift now with 4 seconds and 3. We'll pause it and press it against the glass, which will do it for our second period. 2 periods gone by, and we still sit at the score we started with. No score after 2 between New Hampshire and Vermont. Catamounts with 15 shots on goal. Wildcats still sitting 6 in shots on goal. But face-off flipped the other direction for UNH in that second period. Wildcats were out face-off 1, 8-4 in the first period. But now as we look, we are square at 13 face-off victories apiece after 2 periods at the Whittemore Center. Still looking for our first goal tonight at the Whit. I promise we'll have one tonight in a big-time contest between New Hampshire and Vermont. Final 20 next when we come back on ESPN+. It's against UVM in the first matchup of the season. Looking for revenge tonight, and she's got some. So far through 40 minutes underway for period number 3 at the Whittemore Center, Vermont and New Hampshire. These two rivals in the final meeting of the regular season. Siobhan Schroeder had a good breakout opportunity in the second period on a breakaway. Carries it in, snaps one, and it's a blocker saved by McPherson on a shot up high. Now Parkkinen up top to Malinkova. 1-on-3, she doesn't care. Waits for reinforcement, drops it off to Lewis, but the pass is too far. Here comes Bodrell the other way into the O-zone for New Hampshire. Malinkova the other way, tries to curl and drag. Alvarez has seen that too many times. And she slaps it down the opposite side. Leading goal scorer for New Hampshire, Kira Judica, is trying to force the issue. She had 2 good breakout opportunities on breakaways in the first period, both denied. Alvarez snaps one into traffic, pad save, and ushered out of danger by Blaise Savoy. Barrier backhanding it. Judicus in a puck battle with Blaise Savoy, who loses her stick as here comes Tansky the other way. She tags back up, Beecher onside, shoots one high from the near side circle. Tansky pushed off the puck. And Judicus, or instead Hammer, will flip it down behind McPherson in net and will go out for a change. Skelton, wearing the A for Vermont, slides one towards Blair. It pops up, and she nonchalantly makes the catch on Maddie Skelton to freeze the puck. Maddie Skelton, a native of Minnesota. When she got to Vermont, she was just one of 4 to ever play for the Catamounts, as she shot that one, popped up and caught by Blair. She was one of 4 Gopher State natives to play for UVM. Now she's one of 5 on the team, as that has now been a bigger recruiting area for head coach Jim Plumer. Humphrey, far side circle, tries to center. It's popped up, and Brochu's shot never got on. Icos around some defenders. Humphrey gains the line. Makokis spins and flips it out. Rolling puck going down. It will not be icing, as Parkkinen will retrieve it for the Catamounts. Skelton lurking on the near side. will spin and chip and come out for a change. Kettle flips one up. Parento kicks it forward. Skate to stick. Now a feed in the center. And Mesplid couldn't control it. Top line out there for Vermont. Mesplid, the native of Bordeaux, France. Now Malinkova slides one. And partially fanned. It trickled towards Blair. It makes the easy stop on the UNH scoring leader, Natalie Malinkova, who has yet to crack the scoreboard tonight. Had 5 game-winning goals last year for Vermont. That's the most in a single season in UVM program history. Might just take one from Malinkova tonight to win this game the way it's going. Scoreless, 17 minutes to play. Lewis pirouetting on the near side wall. Now a backhand shovel across. Mesplid never got there. A shot from the point is knocked down and knocked wide. Parento fired it, never got on to Blair. Kettle will dump it down the opposite direction. Botterell near side. Theris hits the ice. And Malinkova is going to go for interference. It's going to be the 4th UNH power play of the contest. As one of the best shorthanded goal scorers in the country, Natalie Malinkova will head it to the penalty box. Theris coming over to play it. And Malinkova just knocks her down to the ice. It's a power play for New Hampshire. They had 3 in the second period. Really no great opportunities besides the one breakaway by Siobhan Schroeder on those 6 minutes of power play advantage. Battle on the near side wall. Judicus out of the pack with it. Judicus patrolling. Now Alvarez in the far side circle. Alvarez to Barry. Alvarez fakes it. Lewis pestering her. Now back to Barry at the point. Open ice for Barry. Near side. LeGros slides one. Judicus tried the chip, working back door, but it popped over the net. Now LeGros on this near side wall slides it down. Near dot LeGros. Barry slaps one at the point. Bodies in front. Never got to McPherson once again. Tipped aside. Best looking power play time for New Hampshire tonight. 70 seconds to go in this man advantage. LeGros slides one wide into the skates of Verrier. And now Blaise Savoy lifts it up and out for Vermont. Best power play zone time in the contest for New Hampshire. Again, nothing to show for it though. With this Vermont penalty kill unit, which entered killing power plays at 78% this evening. Parento will slide it around. Theris trying to keep it in. She does. Now it knocks off Skelton's stick, and Kettle has to play it back in the neutral zone. Theris gains the line. 2-on-3 for New Hampshire, looking for help as Schroeder comes from behind to poke it free. Schroeder with Bent in front. Patiently waiting. Now Kettle, one-time shot off somebody's pad, save. Schroeder trying to rebound. It's still loose, and it's kept out. Couple of good chances for UNH on this power play with 5 seconds and 4 left on it. Leonard in the corner, and that will do it as Vermont goes 4 for 4 in the power play, and Malinkova out of the box has room. Malinkova dancing, trying to get around Schroeder, but she could not make the self-pass. And New Hampshire clears it from danger. LeGros up the near side. Kelly had it, then lost it, and it's taken away. Here is Lewis, the freshman, sprinting towards the puck. She wins the race, with Makokis crashing down on her. Lewis patrolling, shooting one, and it pops up for a second before Blair controls it. Lewis did not get a ton on it, but it took an awkward bounce off Blair's pad, and she will stop. Best opportunity here for New Hampshire on the power play thus far. Puck tipped in front, Schroeder lurking. She couldn't bury it. New Hampshire 0 for 4 in the power play. We stay scoreless. Parkinen centering feed. Blaze Savoy, or that was the split instead, who had the opportunity at the doorstep but could not tip it. Here comes Hammer with Verrier in the center. Centering feed is off of Parkinen's skate, and it pops up behind the net. Verrier fighting. And a holding's going to be called, as we're going to have another power play for UNH. Icos for holding is the call. UNH power play number 5 coming up. They look to crack the scoreboard when we come back. No score at the Whittemore Center. Freshman Natalie Icos finds herself in the sin bin for the second time this evening, as UNH, who just had their best sustained power play of the evening, will get their second of this third period. Icos guilty of holding, and that is why she finds herself in the penalty box. So power play number 5 for Hillary Witt's squad, looking to make it 5th time a charm and finally crack the scoreboard. No score. 13.5 to play. Barry, we're in the captaincy, far side. Alvarez at the top. As the 2-play pass. Judicus, far side circle, spinning in front. Barrier crashing. Never got on McPherson. Barrier skates into the slot. Slides one to Judicus, who powers one in. Kara Judicus on the tip in front. And New Hampshire strikes first. It's 1-0. UNH's leading scorer, Kira Judicus, on the doorstep. So we get a look at this one. Judicus might have punched it in with her glove, and that is what the Vermont bench is arguing. As Judicus in front puts it behind McPherson. Wildcats on the power play for the time being have the 1-0 lead as the officials huddle in front of the official score. It is goal number 9 for Kira Judicus, who led the Wildcats in scoring her freshman year, her sophomore year, and now in her junior year. Has 9 goals to pace the Cats once again. Natty Skelton giving an explanation on what's going to happen, and she will return that information back to her head coach, Jim Plumer, who wants an explanation for himself. Here's the replay we're looking at. Judicus in front of the paint. Right away, McPherson said, hey, there might be something wrong there, and we will have a replay as the officials will go into the official scorer's booth. If this is overturned, there will be 1:33 left in the power play. This is exactly what the officials are seeing on the far side. Whether or not Kira Judicus' goal will be our first of the evening. How does that get behind McPherson is the question. Not a glamorous goal for Kira Judicus if it does count. Doesn't need to be said, obviously a big call in this contest, a 1-0 game. Does Judicus get the Wildcats on the scoreboard? Head coach Hillary Witt said, you know, like every team, we love the glamorous plays, but we like to make the dirty plays as well. It's a gritty Kira Judicus goal for the time being, as this is a long replay review with the officials looking at the monitor adjacent to the New Hampshire bench. What does the puck make contact with? As we look at our official ruling. And it's no goal. They wipe off the goal in the replay review. Judicus's goal is wiped off the scoreboard as this Vermont bench celebrates. As they say, Judicus punched it in with the glove. That is the call. Goal off the hand. Judicus punched it with the glove. It's taken off the scoreboard. And UNH is still scoreless with 13:16 to go and 1:33 left on the Icos holding call. So our first goal tonight is taken off the scoreboard. We stay scoreless with 13:16 to play. It's a neutral zone faceoff. And Alvarez comes out of the pack with it for the Wildcats. Top line power play unit stays out there for Hillary Witt. LeGros pirouettes, now barrier near side. Whipped on the send down. And now Malinkova bats it forward for UVM. Barrier far side. Chip and chases. Here's Alvarez pinching down. He leaves it for LeGros. LeGros pirouettes near side wall. Centering feed for Barry at the point, snapping one, tipped up high and over the bar. Judicus, who just had that goal, wiped off the scoreboard. Now Alvarez, open ice. At the goal line, LeGros dancing up the near side wall and leaving it back for Alvarez. 40 seconds to go in the power play. Barry, barrier, open ice. Tries to slide one to Judicus, and it's tipped up and off the netting. Kira Judicus thought she opened the scoring on the power play instead. Knocked off her glove into the net. We stay deadlocked at 0 with 34 seconds to go on the power play. Power play number 5 for the Wildcats tonight. They've been unsuccessful on the first 4. Schroeder had a good chance on the last one in the second period. Slap shot, Theoris with Schroeder in front, never got through. Lewis trying to clear it out. She cannot. It stays in with 15 seconds to go. Near side, Blaze Savoy. Bent at the blue line. Theoris far circle, wristing one with Schroeder crashing down. And Schroeder could not tip it. Now 3 seconds in 2. Schroeder behind the net. Power play is over. Vermont 5 for 5 on the kill. Leonard into some bodies. And Parento whacks it down to Icos fresh out of the penalty box. Icos battling with Baptiste, gets goal line centers, but nobody's there in a green jersey for Vermont. Eight and a half into the second period, or now the third period, and we are still scoreless after the score by Kira Judicus is called invalid. That would open our scoring. Instead, we stay deadlocked at 0. Kelly tried to leave it for Hardy. Here comes Humphrey the other way. Skelton straddles the line, keeps it on side as Humphrey's knocked off the puck. Long shift for Kelly. She backhands it down and she will exit as Parento starts the rush. Humphrey near side. Tried to center to Brochu. Pass too hot to handle. And Barrier plays it back for the Wildcats. Beecher, a takeaway. She snaps one and missed it just high. Beecher, who scored last night, had some mustard on that one, but did not get it on Sedona Blair. Buck battle far side. Beecher hits the ice. And Barrier comes out of the pack with it. Hammer was lurking between the defenders. Pass did not have enough on it. And now George plays it near side to Tansky. Tansky gains the line for UVM. Peels back the near side wall. Hiroshi, the hero from the second matchup of the season between the Wildcats and the Catamounts, tries to dump it to George as Tansky gets it back. Tansky slings it far side. Penalty coming against New Hampshire as the Catamounts are going back on the power play after a slash called against Shea Verrier. So now it's time for Vermont to get on the scoreboard as they look to break the seal. On the power play once again, no score. We are more than halfway home in the third between the Wildcats and the Catamounts on ESPN+.
I'm Cole Caulfield, and I played college hockey.
I'm Adam Fox, and I played college hockey.
I'm Jake Gensel, and I played college hockey.
I'm Johnny Gaudreau, and I played college hockey.
Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey.
Shea Verrier for slashing at 10:08 in the third period sets up a power play for Vermont. New Hampshire thought they opened the scoring on their last power play, but the score by Kira Judikis wiped off the scoreboard because it knocked off her glove into the back of the net. This was the penalty. A slash called against Verrier as Tansky tried to make something happen in the slot for UVM. So it's power play number 4 for the Catamounts. They are 0 for 3. Halfway home in the third, still no score. Offensive zone face-off when Parkkinen tried to slide it to Malinkova, but Schroeder comes away with it. Schroeder short-handed towards the net, and her backhand rings the crossbar. Couple of chances for Siobhan Schroeder. That one rang the bar, and it again stays out. Parkkinen leaves it for Lewis at the blue line, who chips it down low. Humphrey crashing against Kettle, and Parkkinen, the Finnish defender, pinching down low. At the goal line, Parkkinen pirouettes. Humphrey takes it away, now to Malinkova. Slides it far side, Blaze Savoy back to Malinkova at the point, goes through to Parkkinen. Skate to stick, near side for Lewis. Malinkova knocks it down, minute home in this power play. Lewis, who scored last night, Parkkinen, Malinkova set up the one-timer, now slaps it, and she missed it just wide. Blaze Savoy. Malinkova working towards the center. Blaze Savoy shot in, and he missed wide. Parento, fresh off the bench, keeps it in for Vermont. Into the slot with tempo, and a blocker save by Blair. Good power play for Vermont. Parento, now Blaze Savoy, centering feed, try to go to Humphrey, who could not tip it on. Beecher keeps it in. Blaze Savoy, far circle, wristing one into the chest of Blair. The freshman goaltender has been impressive once again for the Catamounts, or I should say for the Wildcats, holding the Catamounts off the scoreboard. 15 seconds left in the power play. Parento slaps one, and it's knocked down as Barry sends it down the length of the ice. In a change, Skelton self-pass. Alvarez, though, back to retrieve it. As the penalty on Verrier has been cleared off. Vermont 0 for 4 in the power play. Judikis fresh off the bench, looking for a feed from Kelly, never got there. And Beecher chips it down onto Blair, who will cover up for a stoppage. Couple of great looks for Vermont on that power play. But Sedona Blair working halfway through, now 8.5 scoreless periods with a big-time blocker save, and this was Schroeder the opposite way on the backhand try. Rang the crossbar as UNH almost opened the scoring shorthanded. 7:40 to go, still no score. Hammer on the far side with 2 green jerseys in her face. Now Verrier. And a stoppage. This will be a neutral zone face-off. And with 7.5 to go, It's a neutral zone face-off win for New Hampshire. Judicus gains the blue line in the slot. Defense crowds around her, and Brochu knocks it out. Lewis, Alvarez protects the puck from her, having a good night. Is Alvarez for New Hampshire. This entire UNH defensive unit having a good night in front of Sedona Blair, who has made all 21 stops in this contest. Cabral taps it down into Icos' skates, and here comes Lewis near side. Lewis gains the line, tries to center. Theoris, though, being a pest, takes it away. Potential 3-on-2 here for New Hampshire. Theoris in the offensive zone. Cabral in the middle with Leonard. Now Leonard and Theoris come together, and Parento ends up with the puck. George carries it in. Blaze Savoy near side. Near side circle, snaps one, and it's saved again. LeGros might have got a piece of that one, as the shots out of the back of the net once again. No score, both teams with some chances in the third. Both goalies with the defense in front of them, hanging tough now with 6 minutes to play in regulation. Parento lost control, now has to re-control in the neutral zone. George with Beecher hanging out at the blue line. We'll toss it in. Malinkova fresh off the bench with tempo in the offensive end. Malinkova with speed has her shot padded away. Physical play, no call, as Malinkova wanted a penalty. Ray Brenton dislodged Malinkova's glove and stick, but right in front of the UVM bench, now there will be a penalty. Kelly with a two-hand shove on a catamount right in front of the green bench. And with 5:36 to play, it's a massive Vermont power play coming up when we come back to the Whittemore Center. Can it be the Vermont power play that finally breaks the seal on this contest? Malinkova thinks, though. She keeps it in. Parkinen, far side, into the far side circle, loses her balance, and it trickles to Malinkova. Lewis backhand feeds to Humphrey, working hard behind the net. And New Hampshire is able to chip it up and out. Hammer. Good takeaway from Humphrey. And again, it's sent back down as McPherson plays it behind the net. 3/4 of the way through period number 3. Still no score. Vermont and New Hampshire. Blaze Savoy gains the line. Humphrey crashing the middle. Blaze Savoy patient, has Lewis near side. Still patrolling, drops it for Lewis. Now Parento from the slot shoots with traffic in front, and Blair somehow saw it and made the stop. Sedona Blair, looking through a maze of green and white jerseys, somehow tracks this in to make the chest save. 50 seconds gone by in the power play for Vermont. Second power play unit out there for the Catamounts. Skelton wins the offensive zone face-off. Immediate shot is blocked away. Burns put it on, and Blair sent it aside. Here's Parento. Far side. Shot is knocked down. Juicy rebound. Skelton couldn't get a stick on it. Parento at a Skelton goal line. Has Burns crashing. She shoots and missed it high. Beecher back to get it. Chips it down low for Burns. Alvarez behind the net for New Hampshire. Tries to whack it around the near side. Zarconi kept it in. And now Zarconi holds. At the top, Parento. Open ice, skates it far side. Beecher, who rips one off the leg and chipped up into the netting. Exactly 4 to play in the third period, and 24 seconds left on the Kelly cross-checking. We sit scoreless between Vermont and New Hampshire. These two bordering states matching up for the third time of 3 in the regular season. Offensive zone face-off win. Burns controls and pirouettes against the opposite 23. Charlie Kettle, who pushes her off the puck. Now here's Skelton with Arconi crashing. Burns. Far side Beecher has Parento at the top. 8 seconds on the power play. Burns. Beecher spins and tosses it down. Power play is over. Both teams 0 for 5 on the power play. 3.5 to go. Will we see overtime at the Whittemore Center tonight? Breton around the boards to Hammer. Theoris going down there. And this is not going to be icing. UNH bench looking for interference, not going to get him. Malinkova looking to interfere with UNH's plans. He's in the offensive zone, and the shot is off Legros. Malinkova continuing to battle. Now Burns looking to center from a split, and it pops over to Parkkinen. Parkkinen through 2 defenders, snaps one, missed it high. The split looking for her first career point. The native of Bordeaux, France, out there for UVM as the Wildcats get it out into the neutral zone. Long shift, and they say Split touched it with her leg, and this is offside against Vermont. Two and a half to play. New Hampshire and Vermont tied at 0 on this Saturday evening at the Whittemore Center. Wildcats with just 14 shots on goal, all saved by Jesse McPherson, the senior from Ontario, between the pipes for the Catamounts. Alvarez, near side circle, slaps one that's tipped to hit Parento's stick. And now it's loose in front. Kelly a chance and a score! Nicole Kelly puts the Wildcats on the board. And with 2:07 to go, the Cats are up 1-0. Kelly found herself in the slot. Puck found her over the glove. And it took nearly 58 minutes. But Nicole Kelly strikes to put the Wildcats up 1-0. Goal number 4 for the senior, who does all the little things, according to Coach Hillary Witt. That by no means little. And the Brantford, Ontario native has the Wildcats up 1. Now it's pull your goalie time for head coach Jim Plumer, with McPherson still standing tall between the net. Vermont playing with a sense of urgency. Humphrey tips one. And Barrier's back to play at minute 45 to go in a game that New Hampshire looks to steal tonight. Parkkinen. Humphrey near side, couldn't control, and Breton slams it back down. 90 seconds to play. Puck still in the Vermont defensive ends. Parkkinen up near side to Humphrey. Here is Lewis, and they get it in. Malinkova with McPherson crashing towards the bench. 70 seconds to go. At the point, Parento. She shoots one on, missed it wide. The split knocked off the puck. 6-on-5 for Vermont. 1 minute to go in the contest. Lewis's goal at 57-53. Right now the difference in this 1-0 game. Wildcats trying to clear it, and they do. Kelly sends it into neutral ice. Lewis regains the line for Vermont, but too many white jerseys down there. Here is Barry, empty net the opposite direction. She backhands it, and Parkkinen knocks it down with 30 seconds to play. Last chance rush for the Catamounts. Parkkinen trying to feed Beecher near side. Pass was tipped, and Kelly slams it down. Parkkinen keeps it out of the empty net, and with 15 to go, it's now or never for Malenkova and the Catamounts. Parento can't get it in, sent back down again, and Parkkonen's there to get it with 5 seconds to go. Hammer pressuring, and that's going to do it. It took nearly 58 minutes, but Nicole Kelly gets on the scoreboard, and the Wildcats steal one from the Catamounts tonight. It's the third consecutive shutout for Sedona Blair and company, who is mobbed by her teammates as New Hampshire salvages the season series with Vermont, and they win this weekend series against Holy Cross and the Catamounts. Each side 0 for 5 on the power play, but it doesn't matter. Back-to-back 1-0 wins on this weekend series for the Wildcats. A first period goal last night. It took 58 minutes tonight, but UNH is going to take one from the number 13 team in the country. Nicole Kelly's goal in the 57th minute. The difference in this contest, Sedona Blair has her third consecutive shutout in December of her freshman season. Hillary Witt's squad is 6-5-1 in the conference and feeling really good about themselves. Wildcats sweep this weekend series with back-to-back shutouts as they get it done against Vermont here tonight. For our entire UNH crew, I'm Calvin Cristoforo. UNH wins it 1-0 over Vermont.